And the teacher goes, "Oh, you only drew that it has 3 legs." And she kept going on, but Claire raised her hand. And the teacher called on Claire. And he's like, "Yes, Claire." And Claire goes, "Teacher, my dog only has 3 legs." And I lost it.
Two crafty dads.
All right.
You ready?
I think I'm ready.
All right, cool.
So we're gonna do this.
We are doing this. Yes.
This
Hey,
is the initial.
the initial. Yeah, we're just going to go right into it. Hey, guys. We are 2 crafty dads. I am Joey.
And I am Shannon.
And this is our first time doing something like this. We are very excited to be here.
It's kind of exciting.
Yeah, it's something we've talked about for a few months. And the labor of love is finally here. We've joked about it, talked about it. Our wives said it's never going to happen. This is to prove them wrong.
This is, it's we have a love of beer, and we have a love of our family. We will not divulge in which order that goes.
Absolutely not.
But we do love them both somewhat equally.
Yes, and that's how we got the name 2 Crafty Dads. Because one, let's break it down. It's very easy. There's 2 of us.
There's 2 of us.
Crafty. We're not very crafty people. I know you hate glitter.
Oh, I despise glitter.
Absolutely despise it. I know it. And I'm not the craftiest person. That is left to my wife. She is the genius when it comes to all that. But we love our craft beer. And that's actually how our friendship kind of blossomed, if you would.
I guess. I mean, the kids kind of helped out a little bit.
Yeah, I think the kids will take blame for it. But blame, whatever.
Credit.
There we go. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
We'll play right off each other. But then I think it blossomed into, hey, we're going to a brewery. We should all hang out.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's I think I'm a bourbon guy also, but where we found to be the same was our love of craft beer.
Yes, and you are begrudgingly pushing me into the bourbon side, but that is a whole another story for another day.
But we're getting into craft cocktails now,
Who doesn't like craft cocktail? Yeah.
We are expanding our craft.
Yes, the craft is growing,
Yes.
and you break it down at the end. We are both dads.
We are.
Yes. Again, we're not going to say which order we prefer those things in, but we are all of them, and that's why we're here today, because we just want to. We feel we have so much story, so much in common, so much good things to talk about that let's put it out there.
I like to think that. I like to say that the drinking led to the dad pod.
I think that could be 100% validated. Yes.
So let's crack it open.
Let's crack it open. One thing we're gonna do.
Know each other.
One thing we're gonna do each episode is we're gonna have a beer. Sometimes it's gonna be the same beer. Sometimes it's gonna be something different. Sometimes we may feature a brewery. We're gonna go along this journey with you as we do it. We'll know when we hit the record button what we're doing. So today, I'm drinking a Blue Point Toasted Lager. What are you drinking today?
I am drinking the Persimmon Hollow Beach Hippie IPA.
Perfect. They both sound delicious. Let's crack them open. And to you, I say cheers.
Cheers.
To the pod.
To the pod.
I believe that's the nectar of the gods, my friend. So here we are. Yes. This actually, Blue Point Toasted Lager, if I may go down memory lane, when I first started drinking craft beer, I remember drinking this at a brew fest in Gainesville, and it was the first table we ever went to, and I'm like, this is really good. I need to try more of these. I'm not a great storyteller. Maybe it'll get better as we go through the pod, but this is one of the first craft beers I ever tried.
So this one, Beach Hippie, it is not one of the first ones that I tried, but I found it. I think I was at I went out to dinner one night. It's this little place down here called Yellow Dog Eats. It's almost hippie-ish, right?
100%.
So
hippie-ish,
Beach Hippie kind of fits,
but in a good way.
Yeah, it's good. It's basically a sandwich shop. So we were out to dinner one night. We were at probably a sporting event. We went there for dinner, and this was one of the beers on tap. I tried it out, and now they've opened up a brewery down the street from here. So it worked out perfect.
Yes, that was the nice thing. When we moved to this general area here, there was one brewery. Now we have 3 in our general area.
One. Crooked Can?
Crooked Can was the one.
It's a little bit of a hike from here.
A little bit of a hike from here,
not too
but
much.
it's still our area.
Right,
I would
but
consider it our area. but
our local, you know, like
Locally,
within
yes.
like a 5-10 mile radius now.
yes, within a very cheap Uber ride.
Yes, we've got 2 that are currently open, and 1 on the way.
One on the way, yes. So it is blowing up where we are, and those 2, Persimmon Hollow, which you're drinking right now,
Right.
and the other one is Homestay Brewing, which is brand new. They don't really have a lot of things for you to buy can-wise, but you can get everything in growlers and straight from the tap from there. And
Yeah.
it's a nice little hangout.
Good atmosphere. We went there opening weekend, I think, right?
Yes,
you, me, and the
kids,
kids.
yes.
We were without the wives, and we just kind of stuck the kids at a table while we tried to get some beer. Looking like the great fathers that we are, just taking our kids out to drink some beer.
Well, we'll be honest. We didn't let them sit by themselves while we waited in line. I sat with them while they played on their phones and pads while you waited in line to
True,
get the beer.
true.
So I was looking like the good dad while you were just the one off there running around going, I need my beer.
Were you looking like a good dad, or like the dad that was desperate for a drink with his like 5 kids? I don't know how many kids did we have.
We
that
had
night?
3.
We just had ours.
We just had ours, yeah. There
I
were
feel
no
like we had.
stragglers.
I feel like we had an extra kid.
It
that
always
night.
feels like we have extra kids every time.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. Because kids have friends, and then you guys know,
Right.
It just grows and grows from there. But yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit about us. Talk a little bit about maybe what we want to do with this podcast because it's evolving. It's literally episode 0 is what we're gonna call this
I
one.
mean, it might even be like -1.
It may be -1, yes.
Right. So
we're literally
this is
sitting
like
in your
the
kitchen
intro.
table,
Yeah.
plotting this as we go. Once it took me, the 20-30 minutes to get all the microphones hooked up to this ancient computer that we use, and it decided it wanted to take them and tested levels. Look at that. We're already going. Now
We
we're
are.
running off. Yep.
So let's talk about us a little bit, right?
Let's do it.
So, because people on the other end of this microphone, they don't know who we are, right? They don't know how we came to be. We said that we met through our kids, and that it was the craft beer that brought us together as friends. But like we met in the COVID age, right?
That is 100%
Like,
true.
so-
Yes, our friendship started. I never knew what Shannon looked like until we went to the first brewery.
Right.
And to look at Shannon now and go back and be like, man, I had a completely wrong outlook of what he was going to be like. But yeah, our friendship blossomed in COVID. It was our kids met doing virtual school.
Yeah, like everyone talks about my daughter. I guess was the star of the Zoom class.
Yes.
Because of I'll let you tell the story because I was busy working while it was going on.
Working in quotation marks. So yeah, the first month of school, couple weeks it was maybe, they had virtual school. So parent has to be home, and my wife, she worked from home. She was doing most of the days, but I would fill in maybe once, maybe twice a week. And first day I went to fill in, they were doing some picture, and the teacher told them to draw a picture of an animal that they have. Well, we don't have an animal at home, so our son just made one up. Claire comes on, draws a picture of her dog, talks a little bit about the dog, what its name is, and the teacher goes, "Oh, you only drew that it has 3 legs." And she kept going on, but Claire raised her hand, and the teacher called on Claire. And he's like, "Yes, Claire." And Claire goes, "Teacher, my dog only has 3 legs." And I lost it because I thought it was the funniest thing ever. Yeah. Connor actually looked at me and said, "What? So funny." I'm like, I can't believe that just happened. What do you do as a teacher? And then, fast forward a couple months, find out that on the soccer team, we have Coach Shannon.
Yes, then when we were doing soccer, we were required to wear masks.
Yes.
And I have a very recognizable feature on my face.
If you don't know what he's talking about, I direct you to our Instagram page, Twitter page. You can look at all this stuff. 2 Crafty Dads.
Yes.
But yes, you will definitely notice this distinguishable feature he's talking about.
And so we're wearing a mask, and so you came to practice. I never met you at the games really because I was out there coaching with my friend Derek. And I think was it a Halloween party or it might have been a Halloween party that we came to at your house.
It was the first one was a Halloween party, yes.
And I think that's the first time you ever saw my face.
It was either there or when we went to Crooked Can. I can't remember.
I think it was there. And yes, I came over with basically my own bar.
Yes, he bought. It was a cooler of liquor, and at that moment, I'm like, this guy, he's cool. I can be friends with this guy. He comes to a party I've never met him, brings a cooler of liquor
I'm mixing
to make
drinks.
cocktails.
Yes.
Let's do this.
So I mean that's basically the story of how like we came to be friends and for the most part.
It was the booze that brought us together. You know, the kids were there as a side piece.
And yeah, so now it's, you know, the kids are practically in an arranged marriage. And we just kind of hang out together all the time, and we just went on vacation together.
Just went on vacation together. Now we both co-coach our kids' flag football team.
Yeah, we were coaching soccer together.
Yes, I've taken the season off though.
Yes.
I've left him. Took a step back on that one, you know.
Yeah,
It's nice sleeping in on Saturdays,
yeah,
though.
I'm sure it is.
Hey.
You know,
One day you'll learn it.
one day I will.
One day. I mean, I'm not going to say what day. Mine's about to go out the window. I mean, you know, summer starts and swimming lessons kick back up. Not like learning how to swim, but stroke swimming lessons. And those are all at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what's sleeping like? And it's on Saturday and Sunday. Good times.
That's a little tough.
Yes.
Yeah, so, you know, I have a daughter. He has a son. I also have a son. I have an older son. And then I guess we should probably mention that we have wives as well.
We do have wives, yes.
You know, and they help to make things run pretty well.
My wife, yeah, she makes everything run. I just look at my calendar and she's got everything planned and plotted out for the next 16 years, I think, in our phone. So,
Yeah.
so we're good to go there.
So we joke that we're the last to find out about our plans. Usually Joey's.
No, it's usually me.
Joey's.
I'm always the last.
Yes.
You usually make plans with my wife. But
Yeah.
my wife doesn't know you're making plans when you make plans with her.
But it's something like I will go to drop off my daughter, or, you know, I'll be picking her up, and plans will, you know, we'll discuss something, and so it's like, okay, we've got plans now.
Yep.
And then you find out, and
I'll
are
find out
surprised.
usually an hour or so before, or,
So
or
you-
Connor will tell me the plans. I'm like, oh, okay, that's nice. Thanks, bud.
I
Appreciate it.
think you're usually the last to find out, but she's usually the last to realize.
To realize that plans are made. Yes,
Right.
Absolutely. We kind of do it together as a family. You know, she realizes the plan was made as I'm finding out the plan was made. Meanwhile, Shannon the whole time is like, yeah, this is what we're doing.
We're set. We're good
We're
to
set.
go.
We already got this thing wrapped. We're under control. But it's good. It's good. I mean, it's nice having someone with another kid the same age as our son, and your son's so great with our son. I think sometimes he likes hanging out with your son more than your daughter. Don't say that.
Nah, it's probably true.
It's probably true. And they
my
play
son-
band and video games. all
My
the
son
time together.
probably, you know, he loves the fact that, you know, your son's over and he's got basically a little brother.
Yeah.
You know, I was actually at work the other day. I was showing so I'm old. So gender reveals were not really a thing when, you know, Claire was born. So we did a semi-gender reveal to Rylan to let him know if he was going to have a baby brother or a baby sister.
Ah, okay.
And it's funny, and then maybe I'll post this, but he, you know, went to this bag, and in the bag we had this pink dress, right? And so I was like, hey, Rylan, are you ready to find out if you're going to have a little brother or a little sister? He's like, yeah. He's like, all right, go open the bag. And so he goes and he opens the bag, and there's this little pink mini
Oh boy.
dress, and he's like, he's looking through it, and he's like, what is this? I was like, you're going to have a baby sister? He's like, I wanted a baby brother. So we've got that on film. You know,
There you go. That'll be used later in life,
So
absolutely.
Claire will be able to see it and realize that, hey, he wanted a baby brother.
And look what he got. He got you. Yeah, gender reveals weren't a big thing. When we did the, you know, quote unquote reveal, we had like a chalk blackboard, and we had a girl name and a boy name picked out, and we did the chalk with the boy name, took pictures with that, did a chalkboard with the girl name, did pictures with that, and then when we found out, it was like, well, we got the picture ready to load, and you just boop, put it right up on Facebook, and it's good to go. None of this like hitting golf balls or throwing bricks against the wall and exploding into different colors.
Yeah.
We have a friend who did one, and I was the only person who knew what the gender was. That was my responsibility. And we have the exact picture of when the box opened, and it was pink balloons, and you could see the look on his face like, oh gosh, what am I getting into? And now he has 3 girls.
Yeah.
So
I mean, going back a little bit further, with Rylan, so he's 11 now. And I remember going the day we found out, everybody was looking on Facebook. Are they going to have a boy? Are they going to have a girl? What are they going to say? And, I left these cryptic messages all day long, hey, we know what it's going to be. And everybody's like, what? And so we had names picked out. And so Rylan's initials are RMW. And so just on Facebook that day, I posted random message written, just giving the initials, seeing if anybody could figure it out. And no, they...
Did other people know what the prospective names were? Or was that just held between the two of you? Like, would someone have picked up what RMW meant?
I'm pretty sure we shared that. I don't know. I don't remember what his name would have been had he been a girl.
I know what Connor's name would have been. Chloe. Well, I wasn't a fan of it. Christy liked it, but
okay,
that's what it would have been.
Now, Connor, is that a family name at all?
Connor is a family name. So my grandmother's last name was O'Connor.
Okay.
So we took it from that. And then his middle name is after Christy's grandpa. So it's family name, first name, middle name, and obviously last name. So.
Gotcha.
Is Rylan or Claire a family name?
So Rylan's got my middle name, which was my uncle's name, and it's my cousin's name. And then Claire's middle name is hyphenated, and it's it is.
I've known Claire's middle name for a long time.
It is my wife, her grandmother. My wife's name is Erin. I don't know if I'm supposed to be telling that on a podcast. We'll find out. We'll check with her, see if she wants her name put out there into the podcast.
We can do one of those things where I just redact and I go and flip it backwards.
Right.
I didn't say. I guess I should ask Christy too. But
yeah, and as we give our kids names, we left out the middle names, so trying to be good, responsible fathers here as we are joining the interwebs.
Yes, the grand podcast world, which hopefully millions and millions of people listen to this tiny little podcast that could. But,
right.
For now, for the dozens of you out there who may be listening, we appreciate it.
Or our wives who already know our kids' name and their own names.
Yes, I mean, hey, and probably all of our friends who also know said information.
Right.
But if we're keeping them entertained, that's the big thing.
Correct. So going back to my daughter, middle name, Aaron's grandma's name hyphenated with my grandma's name.
Very nice.
I think.
So it's all in the family.
Yes.
See, I'm the third, but we weren't too keen on a fourth because what would you call a fourth? Like, I'm Joey. My dad is Joe. My grandpa was always Grandpa. So we're not name him JoJo. I would say we could always name him Quattro, but
Quad Joe.
Quad Joe, ooh.
Or Joe Quad.
Joe Quad. I don't know. I like Quad Joe.
Quad Joe.
Quad Joe. You can play off that name a little bit better.
Yeah.
Joe Quad. I don't know.
Joe Quad is like what Saquon Barkley's Madden name would be.
There
like
you
if
go,
he created his own
if you
character,
created your own player,
he's Joe Quad.
Yes. So that's a little bit of a glimpse into who we are and basically how this all came about. The podcast had been talked about for a few months. It started over drinking one night.
Yeah,
and
it may be a year now that we've actually kind of discussed it.
It was probably a year ago where the first joke came out, and it was like, yeah, that'll happen, sure. And it was probably around the end of the year, if I'm trying to remember, where it was finally like we got serious. It was like, hey, we can do this, and I was like, I got the microphone, I can get the stuff that we need to do it. And then fast forward 3.5 months. We're sitting at your kitchen table testing it while our wives are over there talking and ruining our audio as we're testing everything out and making lewd jokes about us. But, hey, it's what we put up with.
Yeah, I would say I was looking for a change, right, with work. And I was trying to get more into the creative space again.
I remember that. Yes, we had that conversation about.
And so I had a talk with a friend of mine, and he's like, you just need to start creating. And so I was like, all right, that's it. I discussed this podcast. We're going to go make this podcast.
I remember coming over that day, and it was like the first thing you said. It was like, we're gonna get this thing done.
Yes.
I was like, all right, I
And-
think this is the time to do it.
I went out and I bought a mic.
Exactly. You bought a mic the next day, and it was like, all right, let's get this up and running. Went through some ideas, came up with a name, took some pictures on things that are now our logos and stuff, and it's still some work in progress as we're rolling this out. Like I said, this is episode 0, just trying to get something out there, learning how to be comfortable with each other.
So we are two crafty dads that are gonna also delve into the social space, I guess.
Yes, that is the big thing. Is we are going to attempt to tackle the TikTok.
Tackle TikTok.
Tackle the TikTok.
Tackle TikTok tactfully.
Yes. See, you're getting good on the mic. You can do that. Boom. First day. Boom. 21 minutes in, you're going.
Right.
But yeah, we have all the social medias. I don't know how much we're going to post on TikTok. We'll probably be using your son, maybe some other friends that we have who are more well versed in that stuff than us. But we'll come up with something, and we'll have we got our Instagram, we got Twitter. We haven't done Facebook yet. That's next.
Well, we would do a Facebook page, and I think that
Facebook page. We can do a
would be
group.
kind of like a gathering of all the socials.
A gathering of. We need to come up with a name for the people who listen to us. Like we'll come up. That'll be further down the line.
Yeah, we have
Our
to.
followers.
We have to get some
Yes.
taglines.
But all of our social, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok right now, at Two Crafty Dads. Follow us there. More is going to be coming out. I don't know what's going to be coming out, but hey, like I said, this is a journey. We're getting on it together.
Right.
We're going to ride this thing to the sun. And I'm excited.
I mean, I think like coming over tonight, we just expected to do a 5-minute thing.
That was what we talked about. We said, we'll just do a 5-10 minute intro, bing, bang, boom, get it in, get it out. And right now the recording is at 22 and a half minutes.
Hey, you know what?
Episode 0 has gone, I think, pretty well.
It has.
Yes. So that's a little bit about us. Again, I'm Joey.
I'm Shannon.
You'll recognize these voices, these faces if you're following us on Instagram. Thank you so much for tuning in. Episode 1 will be available as soon as we record it, not long after we release this first episode. But thank you so much for tuning in, and cheers. We look forward to talking to you soon and bringing you some more beers and more stories.
Stay tuned to see what's on tap.
And what was the tagline you came up with? Stay crafty? No, not stay
No,
crafty.
I wouldn't have done stay crafty.
It was something. Stay crafty, my friends.
Now
See, now
we're going into dead air.
We're going into dead air. Okay.
We should have ended it like
We
a
can just end it there.
couple minutes ago.
Okay, perfect.